Live. Okay, we're live.
Greetings, peace, and power out there, family and radio land. Welcome to another episode, Rebels Roundtable. I am Knowledge Born 7, where I'm also here with Kinwado Akil, as well as Obasi Kanai, our brother Rebel. He will be in later. He is traveling, doing business.
Family and radio.
And the topic tonight is spirit, soul, and consciousness. And what does it take for us to stay awake in this world of commerce? So we just gonna get right to it. You know, the state of being awake. It's us thinking for self, doing for self, and knowing thyself. There's a lot of things that fall, under that. And we also have to take in mind that we have to get involved locally with a lot of things that are in our community so we can keep that vibration high and us being awake as a people. Kinwado, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother, man? I'm feeling good, For all y'all out there on YouTube land, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell as well to Rebel Vision Television. Check out the Rebels Roundtable.
Obasi, how you doing, my brother?
Yo, what's up, brothers? How y'all doing? I'm good, man.
Doing all right, man. So what you think, Obasi? What will it take for the melanated man to stay awake?
Understanding.
I like that.
Understanding.
I like that. And that's one of the building blocks for us to being awake is understanding. Go ahead, Obasi.
No, go ahead. No, man. It's just like in that understanding, people say a lot of times understand the assignment. We gotta ask though, we gotta go back and say, do people really understand the assignment of like what's really we gotta understand. We gotta understand, we gotta understand when we say build, when we use power words like build, love. When we use words like this, we got brotherhood, sisterhood. We gotta really understand power in that, in that verb, in that action, So that's why I say understanding, dog.
Right. And and I can agree with that for us. Understanding, consciousness emerges from from us learning how to use our mind. And the mind is very powerful. We have the camera, which is the eyes, and it takes many pictures and things of that nature. It is a very spiritual download, and as it downloads the things that's happening on TV, and it downloads the things that happen in our society, it also downloads everything that we see. And right now, as the melanated black man, we see our oppressor instead of seeing ourselves because we don't have knowledge of self. And we need to be more responsive. A lot of us are not responsive to the things that are going on in society, and there is no accountability. And what I mean by accountability, things that happen as far as our divinity and our lineage and people before us that paid away, we need to listen to them. If we don't want to listen to them, we definitely want to examine the information, and we definitely want to present it whereas if we're learning from it, because you have to pay homage to those who came before you and who was part of the struggle, and not just part of the struggle, but who was also willing to put their life on the line so you can get the information that we have today, and so on and so forth. So consciousness to me is not just one particular race, one particular spiritual system dealing with another spiritual system. My brother Obasi said build. When we build, that means we all coming together for the common goal of us. That's us being, melanated, us being African descent, Kemet. When we build, we talking about Kemet building with Hebrew building with Islam building with the nation of gods and earth. We all have to come together for the common goal. And I think that, to me, is consciousness. It's not just one thing. Consciousness puts you out of the box. It doesn't keep you inside the box. And when you dealing with the consciousness, your spirit and your soul, you're definitely outside of the box, and you're dealing with a lot of things that's in your surrounding area. Obasi, I got a question for you real quick.
Obasi, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Yeah, I got a question for you real quick. Give me one example of a strong conscious move as far as the people. What would be a power move for us as a people?
I think it's like powerful, but it's simple. We use it all the time. Unity. See, that's what I'm saying. See, these words, see, it gets so overused, knowledge. It gets so overused that I think we don't really kind of like understand when we say a word like unity, how deeply it terrifies our enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've constantly done what? Sought to destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
Unity. The understanding. So like you said, okay, if we build with all these different, because remember what, as I always say, it's not even about denomination as much. It's about like betrayal. Because we know we deal with a bunch of house niggas.
Okay.
So understanding, like, back to that word, unity. Okay, so when we unify, and I'm not saying nobody from that, but each section got house niggas in with. Let's just keep the bread all the way fresh.
Right. Each spiritual system got those who.
It's not like it's just specific to one. It's not like it's just specific to Muslims, Christians, Hebrews, Africans. It's all in there because everybody with that kind of like Wakanda mentality of maintaining the lie or keeping the secret, instead of understanding how we help another power move, how we help, actually, how do we help the people? We always say help the people. Help them how? Giving life to these words that we use. That makes sense what I'm saying?
It does, man. We do need unity. And we
I think like back to ask you, like we always ask this question, like what does it look like? That's why I say I think it's about the truthers, bro. I think it's about the people that understand what's really happening in each one of these.
Right.
Because it's like, how do we get all this knowledge? Now they done gave us all the knowledge, but how can't we still turn the lock? How can we? How we still haven't gotten to what we aspire to? Right. You see?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta kind of like just really understand, because it's like it's deep, man. Just it's deep, man. But yeah, man, but what is it? I always say what it look like. What does that look like? What does that look like to you? What does that look like
to me, it looks like, like you said, with unity. And when we get into the, the aspects of unity, it's us really taking an unbiased opinion as we see and look at the world, and we see where we are as in a state, and we look at how the people are in their particular state as well. And I tell you, you could tell the nation of men, or you can tell the fall of a nation of men the way they treat their women. And the woman and the woman is very important. As I read many books, and I study the ancient Kemet, even in studying the Medu Netta, the women did a lot of rituals. Even in Infudishi book, he put in there about how the women did a lot of rituals as well as the man, as far as dealing with the rites of passage. And that's how they were together in unity. And a lot of people don't know this in Kemet, some of them were all different in schools of thoughts, but at the same time, they work together for the common goal. And that's what we have to do. If we don't work together for the common goal, we're going to be an extinct race.
Yeah.
And that's just telling the truth. But I understand that we are not minorities. I also understand that definitely by us not being minorities, that we have a certain science in our body that, you know what I'm saying, that deal with the sun, you know, and by the star in the sky, and the star in the sky belongs to us, it would keep us on a certain vibration. But then that's when you come into play by us having knowledge of self and doing what we're supposed to do, unified together, then we're overstand, like we got to eat right. We got to keep our temples clean. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta produce.
But you know what, bro? I want to go back before we drive too far down. I want to go back to like what you said. Go back to like you said, man. With what you just say, coming after our women.
Yeah.
What you just say?
You can tell the rise and fall of a nation by how
women. Exactly. So with that being said, again, man, because I think also we got to kind of like understand where we are. Like you said, once they get your men, they coming for your women.
That's true.
So like back to love. What does like fatherhood is starting to look like?
Right.
What does masculinity start to look like? Like I know, man. Like I said, okay, say if I'm on my social media, and we got to understand because we all seeing it. We all seeing it through our eyes. We may follow different stuff, but we see it in different forms. Like I was mentioning last week, that we got a bunch of brothers and sisters that we at our throat, each other's throat constantly. And it's only, it really looks like in a heavy saturation, it only looks like us. Men at the women's throat. The black men can't stand the black woman. We can't maintain a healthy nation because we got to be, like you said, we got to be healthy. But our households got to be healthy too.
Let me ask.
How brothers are treating their women is vital to how their sons and daughters seeing this.
Let me ask you something, Brother Rebalz.
What's up?
Like, do you think like I think I can see it like in today's society how they pit us against each other, the black man and the black woman? You can see it on TV and everything, all the drama and stuff. You can hear it in the music. You know.
Because that's how this system thrives. It thrives on our dysfunction. Like, man, if we starting to really notice, they knocking these rappers off. They knocking these rappers off every week, every other. How many rappers are we seeing getting gunned down?
Like every week now, every other week.
How do brothers in their early to mid 20s, how are they seeing, and how like Nala said, the eyes like a camera. So okay, look, we go back to the Polaroid. Let's go back to the day of the Polaroid camera. When you take that image, it bring the photo out. So what image it take in, that image comes out. So the image it take in that we all this, we at each other's throat. The fall of, in my opinion, just my opinion, the further fall of the black woman was when they shifted to like the housewife mentality.
Right.
And look at what came out of that. Look at what came out of that to where we get the real housewives. Look at the standard and look at what the black woman now is pushed out. That's not the image. Those sisters we had last week, that's black women.
And you know what? They'll never show strong black women like that.
Right.
Never.
Yeah. They showing the side effects of what they turn us into. What is the image of the black man now? That's in my opinion, dog, that's the problem.
And then what make that so bad, you got people in other countries and stuff looking at all this buffoonery, and they think that's how we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's in their programmed into their head.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad part about it, we playing into it good. We doing a great job at.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the programming. That's the download that we continuously get. Like when we're taking it, what we're taking into our conscious, that's a download. Whatever you see what I'm saying? That's a download, whatever. So what are the people being downloaded with? See, this is how we got, because like I feel like, just me again, I feel like we should be at the point of like, now we know what's wrong with our people. Like I was just telling, one of my people, I said, we read 1,000 African books and we read 100, psychology books, and we say, what's wrong with our people? This system.
But you know what? Yeah, it's the system too, but we mislead each other.
Right.
Yeah, we do mislead each other because we don't have no unity, and that's real bad dealing with consciousness. And
I hate to talk about it, man.
It's real though, bro.
I mean, I hate to talk about it. I ain't. This just popped up in my head, but I gotta be real about it, man. What the hell we doing going up a Stone Mountain, man? Where our ancestors got lynched.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
I'm not taking their side or nothing like that, but they believe that's a spiritual place.
Yeah.
Because of the rock, the mountain or whatever, says granite or something like that, or amethyst or something. I heard a few comments about it.
I heard that too, but still, man, from my aspect, man, dude, how can we call for our ancestors? And that's why our ancestors got lynched.
Right.
Our ancestors died in many places, but I understand the visual that it was put out there. They walking up a mountain for a spiritual experience, and then
I understand that part.
And then walking up the mountain. Also, I never been up to the mountain, so I'm not gonna say, but I'm gonna say what someone said as far as social media wise. And they say as you walk up the mountain, you see Confederate flags everywhere, stuff like that. And but they went up there for a spiritual experience. From my understanding, they've been doing it. I guess this the one time they put it on social media.
Yeah, that wasn't the first time.
It wasn't the first time it made on social media.
That was the first time being on social media, but they did it a few times. They really just started, but they did it a few times. It's probably the third or fourth time.
Third or fourth time, yeah. So for me, going up there, I don't know. I would probably think about that going up there.
I mean, I say I go for the walk.
I'm gonna say this. I understand that's a granite, and dealing with certain energies and frequencies or whatever. But you can also buy a big amethyst rock and put in your.
That's what I'm saying.
I just as far as getting a particular energy and vibration and coming together. I guess on peaceful ground versus on a ground that your ancestors died on, but yet and still our ancestors
not died on, got killed on, got lynched on.
That's what I'm saying.
So in my opinion, I think we gotta really understand in the understanding, like, okay, the three figures that's on that mountain.
Yeah, Robert E. Lee, and I forgot the other two.
Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson.
Yeah.
What would we feel if? Okay, I don't want that point. But okay, also we got to look up, and I want the people we got to look up the United Daughters of Confederacy.
Yeah, United Daughters of Confederacy.
United Daughters of Confederacy, because in this, when we always bashing the black woman. We always bashing the black woman this, black woman and that. We let these white women and what they have done, their part they play in racism. Who we think sold the patches on the Klan Road? We got to get serious. Like this is this as the Honorable Steve Coakley would say, conscious. Keyword con. We're taking our people up here. This is where the Klan birth. Like when the movie Birth of a Nation, that spawned the Klan. I always say a book to get. It's called Hooded Americanism. Bet you them fellas ain't gonna tell you about that. Because that's pointing to, we need to understand the culprit. I understand going up there to meditate, blah, 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 coming in 100, whatever. But how many people, like you said, the burden of the crosses. This is our thing. Okay, so we were so upset about the Confederate flag. If we see a black man with a Confederate flag, we so upset. But this is the place. The 9 doors of Confederacy. Confederacy. So we got to really understand that it was a documentary. I can't find it, a while back, and they was really telling the guy who they fired him, but the guy Gutzon Borglum, who was the first one that kind of started carving the mountain.
Yeah. And they
How
stopped.
racist these guys. This is not nothing for us. This wasn't intended for us. Who owns the land? See, this is just my opinion again, that it's like I say, it's like in Friday, we say, it's ours. Yeah, it is. Whatever, not that, but I'm just saying. But when the bully got your stuff, it's yours. You got to go fight to get that back. See what I'm saying? So it's too much blood on that, just for me. Just me personally. It's too much blood for me to go up there.
Hey, can I give a shout out? Nubi Batar, man. Nubi Batar, he always looking at us, man. What's up? He brother from Brooklyn to BK, a long way. He made a comment too. He said, Stone Mountain is a place of sorrow. There's no spirituality in
it. A place of sorrow.
Right. Like I say, I get what they were trying to do and what was going on for us. You know what I'm saying? They going up there, whatever. And then there was some other comments said not to get off subject, but it was some other comments that were said, like, you know, they're not successful no more in New York, so they're coming down here to kind people. I don't look
at that.
But I'm gonna look at this though. Did anybody pay any money to go up there?
You gotta pay. You gotta pay at least $10 to get in the park. I've been there before.
Okay,
I never been up the mountain.
But they're not paying at the blue pill or red pill, right?
No, not the event. But you gotta pay to get in the park. But look who you paying though.
You know.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean?
She wrote Yurugu, not a Maramba Ani. And she always talked about the messianic complex. See, this is what I think is remnants of religion, because our people always got to find a pastor to go see. We always got to find. We always want to follow somebody, and they'll say, "I'm a leader. I'm an alpha." But we're following. What is the objective? We got to be intentional. We going into it, like whether we feel it or not, we got to understand that if this was 1915, would we do that?
Right. Yeah.
Now, I know it's 2022, but
that's the way I look at it, man.
Like we always say, have things really changed? We really think we've made, quote fingers, progress, but have we? This is just a real question. I know my answer, but I can't speak for everybody. Have we really made progress? So what was the objective? Look at me. Ooh, I'm this. What about the people? Our children are still being miseducated, no matter how much spirituality we go up on that rock and call. The understanding of what needs to be done. We misuse quotes. We say we'll always use great teacher Malcolm. We'll say only a fool will allow his enemy to teach his children.
That's true. That's what he said.
And then we send our children to school.
That's because we have not been unified. What you said earlier.
So there wasn't no coming down of saying, okay, this is the objective. It's going up there to be like a conscious. I always say conscious TD Jakes. A pimp. What is a pimp? Put it in my pocket.
That's true. That's the spiritual system that they believe in as far as them going to TD Jakes. And that's part of their bylaws dealing with the Bible, giving a 10th.
Yeah.
But
So
at
yeah,
the
that's
same
just
time, we've been lied to since birth. So that's why it's always good for us to know thyself, do for self, and you know what I'm saying, to study ourselves. I tell people it's very important to learn your divinity, your lineage, and learn it to its full aspect. Don't just take bits and pieces and be like you got it. You know, one thing I learned from Islam, they say you will always be a student of yourself. And I like that part that I got from Islam, because let me know that no matter what, as long as I'm here on this earth, I will continue to learn more about myself, because a lot of people don't even know the science of yourself. A lot of people don't know all the different sciences that's pertaining to melanin. If we knew how important we were, we wouldn't be doing things of that nature. Now, getting to the leader part, going up the mountain, that's true. We have been trained to follow. I'm just being for real.
No, you're real. That's why I asked the question.
A lot of us as conscious people say that we are alpha, but a lot of us say we are alphas and we don't think. And by us not thinking, then we make rash decisions and we fall back into the old state, which is following.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they wrong for going up there. That's what they believe. As far as their spiritual sins, that's what they believe. As far as me going up there, I don't think I will go up there. I'm just being, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, some people be so in tune with the spirit. Some people be so in tune with the spirit that they move different. Now, as far as me, I don't move like that. I try to create my spiritual spaces. And one of my spiritual spaces is when I'm here at the house. My other spiritual space, believe it or not, is when I'm with the brotherhood and we build it. And we got that camaraderie going. And not just that, man. When our queens is there, that's good too. When our kids is there, that's good as well, because we learn it as a family and as a unit, and that's what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, for us having a curricular system for the kids, our youth, because it is true what Malcolm X said. Why would you let your enemy teach your kids? Why would you let your enemy feed you? We have been dependent upon the system. Like they said in the Matrix. Neo said there are people who want to defend this Matrix. The guy that backstabbed him, that turned on him. He was in love with eating meat. So we understand his nature. We understand his mentality. Me, myself, I listened to all the comments that they made about them going on the mountain. And one of my brothers went on a mountain with them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna say his name, but he said he had a beautiful time. It was peaceful. It was nice, and a few people spoke, and he said he felt good. You know what I'm saying about going up there, whatever. I believe at one point in time he figured he wasn't gonna go. He said, "I'm gonna go ahead, go, support whatever, check him out or whatever." And I heard some of the people in the conscious community who people really look at was out there. You know what I'm saying? So some of the people who be on YouTube, Sarnetta, they were out there, whatever. No one really gave a real answer as far as why they went up there, because no one is going to answer that. They just keep saying it's spiritual.
Yeah,
so,
that's the thing.
I understand the spiritual. I know the whole concept and the spirituality part about it, but why that mountain?
Yeah, I think
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's stomach turn. I'm just being for real. Even Obasi kind of hinted at it a little bit, like, why you go to that mountain?
Yeah,
there's a lot of other mountains you could have went to. There's some natural spring mountains here, some water that's falling in areas that has not been compromised with the shedding the blood of African people.
Can't do that, man. But
but also, we got to go back to the real ones. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. Ben.
Yeah. Dr. Ben.
He has a phenomenal lecture. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Now, if I ask you to take me somewhere, give me a ride, and you say, after I say, bro, hey, give me a lift, bro, give me a lift to go pick my car, and you say, you know how to get there? And we ain't got no GPS now. We can't use GPS. We can't use MapQuest. We can't use nothing.
Right.
I believe I know how to get there. And it's a long way. How sure about you? How sure would you be about me knowing? If I say I believe I know how to get there.
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you say you're not,
if I turn around and say, oh yeah, I know how to get there.
Nah, you say knowledge, come pick me up. I want you to take me somewhere. I don't know the address, but I know how to get there.
No, I ain't saying none of that. You say, hey, you know how to get there? Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, then I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm gonna be like, all right, which way we go?
And I'm gonna get you lost. I'm gonna do all this. We got I done frustrated you because I done wasted your time. But if I say, yeah, dog, I know how to get there. I done been there several times. I know this.
Right.
We comfortable. I'm gonna take you straight there. And that's a little thing that I would say. But Dr. Ben got a masterful lecture that I think people should check out where he say belief versus knowledge. When you believe something, you don't quite, but when you know it,
Right.
You know you finna step into this and come away. And that's what it is. What's the difference between the church people that believe? This is why I be saying, like I said a couple of weeks ago, the church people, the Christian, we beat up on the Christians. We laugh at the Christian this, blah, blah, because they didn't know what they believe.
They didn't know what they believe. That's why I really didn't comment on what they was doing, because I felt like they was going up the mountain. That's what they believed. They had a lot of people with them from the conscious community, a lot of so-called leaders. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a few elders that went up there with them too. So but I tell people this: you cannot be conscious until you free your mind from the colonized thoughts.
Do it, and like we say, what we say, don't we say what? Know thyself.
Yeah, know thyself. You do. And to me, we have to really, really think about what we doing. We don't think sometimes.
Think it out.
But like I said, I know a brother that went up there. He said he had a real good time.
Me too.
He said it was peaceful, and he said he got something out of it. I say cool. I didn't say nothing.
But see, look. Me too. He told me the same thing. But what I'm saying,
okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I went over his crib.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So
I want to say,
hold on. Look, I don't have nothing against nobody. You know what I mean? The whole thing. What I'm saying is, I understand the ritual, for being spiritual and calling up to your ancestors. I understand the whole concept. My thing is, why we gonna do it on the place where our ancestors got lynched? Why would you call on the ancestors to where your ancestors got lynched?
Now, what they should have did?
No, it's a known fact. Do the research.
What they should have did was went up there with the voodoo and the voodoo and raised up a little something with some of them Papa Veves and got the mountain together. But I ain't gonna talk about that.
But see, because like what we saying is, it's a thing of thinking it through. People can do what they want to do. I ain't here for this and that. I am because I know where I am and I know how my energy radiates. But it's all about, like I said, and because I'm looking at as us in the conscious or them in the conscious community. How many fallen ones have we had that just have messed over people? And I'm not connecting them to this, but y'all know I speak my heart. That's why I'm careful before I get on these things. But when we looked at a guy like Nature Boy, them folks believed.
Yeah.
What I was talking about.
That's because we don't have knowledge of self, Obasi.
Exactly. You don't know thyself because we don't believe. They didn't say believe thyself. They said know thyself. And I'm not connecting them. And I'm not connecting and saying that, but I'm just saying our people follow anybody because they sound good.
That's true too.
We gotta think.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a few people who call themselves, I guess, trying to follow me or whatever, but I turn that thing around because one thing about me, I give out books. I'm not like that. So if you want to know what I know, I just give you a book. Just read the book. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this, man. Religion makes happy slaves. Religion makes happy slaves.
Can I
System.
ask you a question too, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, religion. I like it. Religion make happy slaves, and
They do.
It's based on what? And it's based on belief, my dog.
It's based on a lot of theory.
Based on a lot of theory, believe it. That's
Yeah.
all I just want to. That's why I just want to keep hitting at that belief word.
Yeah,
Like you said, real ones, we give out stuff. That's why I said I want people. I don't want nobody following me. I just want people to understand and go check behind me. Go check out Dr. Ben, because he was one that put it down.
Yep.
So when you come back and you look at the real deal knowledge, them no real deals, that aesthetic, that's the real deal apparel.
Right.
Aesthetic is the real deal, everybody. And it's just real. It got good stitching, it got good branding. You professional in your work.
Hey.
But that's aesthetic over, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got aesthetic. Upside down, that ain't the real thing. So I want the real thing. Right. So when I study, I want real deal. I want real deal knowledge. I don't want real deal belief, because I got a lot of beliefs.
Hey, I want to say shout out to Warfare K. Thanks for attending to the show. And shout out to Mike Marvel. Mike Marvel says, "Salute, talk the truth. That's what we're here for, to tell the truth."
Right. And I also want to say too, we have spiritual system that reveals the Icharu in you. And I'm saying Icharu because that, well, the other word everybody else uses God. It reveals the natural Icharu in you, and it doesn't make you a happy warrior. It makes you posture yourself spiritually, mentally, and physically against negative, evil vibration. That's what it does. And when you get into that mindset and you get to learning yourself, doing for self, learning the sciences, and learning where you come from, learning the breakdown of you. You know, Brother Unc always be talking about what do you say? What do you call it? Medical literacy or something like that, or whatever. But I never heard the brother break down melanin. I hear him break down all these chemicals and drugs. You know
you know about chemicals. You got a body.
He did with mostly like science, though.
Right. That's what but this is science.
Yeah,
the topic is
he deal with like medical science and shit.
But that's cool. That's cool.
He's that aesthetic I'm talking about.
Aesthetic. That's cool. But all the sciences, the topic is spirit, soul, and consciousness. Now, all the sciences is dealing with melanin. You know what I'm saying? Without us, there is no study of a lot of stuff. And by us keeping a record, see, we kept records. Mm-hmm. See, certain races don't keep records. They only have our records. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that good was invented was the patent office. We keep records. So if we keeping records, we are students of nature, like Obashi said. We out here in the beginning. We unified. We doing what we supposed to do collectively as a conglomerate together, unified. There should not be a weak link in the chain. The weak link comes is when we done already ran 32 dynasties. Then on the 33rd dynasty, it get jumble bumble. Then after that, you get into religion. We start making the melanated man, the melanated woman, a happy slave.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Williams, the owner of the Malinani Griot, African Central Museum. Peace and Black Power, Mr. Kevin. We see you on the 29th, October the 29th.
Right. And I be telling people, man, you be out here in the public, man, and you be doing crazy stuff, man. You don't have no knowledge of self, man. You really just constantly reprogramming yourself, constantly confusing yourself more. You got these things in the public, you know what I'm saying, and which i.e. the corporation of the United States put before you, because they're not here to give you no type of truth, none whatsoever. They constantly attacking your pineal gland. That's the most attacked gland. Then they constantly sending things out which is affecting your lower chakras. You hitting that red and that yellow vibration. That's why a lot of fast food places is with that color. So because they already know you programmed, they already know you don't have no real knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody in the conscious community, who talking about they a year in, 2 year in, 3 year in, and they writing books and all of that. I'm not reading that. I need some
Right.
brothers who got a little bit more time and a little bit more longevity, because when you're dealing with our people, you don't want to make no mistakes.
And you know, like you said, you know, because we building around the understanding of religion. So also what it does past a certain point, it suspends your ability to ask questions. If you start asking too many questions, especially if them questions make sense, you know, you're gonna be so in our people just believing, because, and it's not about, see, this is what I also think we got to get about, that when a brother or sister is speaking something, we have to examine what everybody's saying. You got to examine evidence. You got to examine all of this. So we got to examine these teachers. People jump out, purport to be a leader. We've been believing, well, I don't, but we've been believing you more gonna get this school done. For how long? The con game.
The con game.
We've been believing.
Nah.
Come on now. We've been believing this, and he ain't done that. I mean, but it's not about attacking, it's not about hating, it's about examining what's happening. Looking at this stuff, not believing something, asking questions. You can't ask questions. Pastor gonna tell you sit down. Hey, you're making a little too much.
And you're not lying, cause when I was in, my time in the church world, you guys know this. My pastor told me I analyze stuff too much.
Lean not to your own understanding, my guy.
But at the same time, in the Bible, it tell you to study to show thyself approved. A worker, not need being ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. That's what it said. And at that particular time in my spiritual journey, that's what I was doing. I was studying day and night. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpen iron, so does men sharpen men.
And then what? And then you begin to what? Know something went right?
I noticed a few things weren't right. I asked him about the book of Jasper, which was spoken in the Bible. I asked how we don't read out of that book. He gave a big old sermon talking about we don't follow the 66 books in the Bible. Then I asked him about the book of Enoch, which, you know what I'm saying, he didn't give me a good answer for that. I even talked to my bishop about a few things. And then after that, I started learning commerce. I started learning laws of the water and started dealing with, how the system runs itself. Then, after that, after me learning commerce, I started learning about my divinity and my lineage. And I started doing for self. I started knowing thyself, and I started thinking for self. And I started putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So by me, that was my radical time too, because I was, I thought I was, that the guy go to court. I was taking on the judges, taking on sheriffs, taking on police, yelling at the police, yelling at judges. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, things were beginning to happen because, they was dismissing cases. I got, a lot of foreclosures stopped. And then once I started learning my divinity and my lineage, I also learned the commerce game is a game that you do not want to play, because not white, black, Chinese, whoever play that game, 9 out of 10, they lock them up and throw away the key. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they do that. And that's how I came about, But you're right. When I asked questions, it made it very uneasy. Very uneasy. And I'm going to tell you something. When I kept asking questions, he hit the desk real hard. Boom. Move back from his church. That's your problem. That's your problem, Minister Green. You analyze stuff too much. And he said right out of his mouth, he said, the old saints did whatever the pastor said do.
Which mean what? They followed. Like, don't ask questions. Just give me your money and come on.
Yeah. But then when I was interpreting the Bible, it wasn't like that. We were supposed to be unified. I don't know how he didn't get that out of there, but I did, even though it was a different spiritual system. But then once I got away from that and started really studying, that's when I was just buying books left and right, man. I was buying like Greek. I was going in.
Right.
I mean, I think, man, by the time I made it to consciousness, man, I was probably already 100 books in. Then I got over to consciousness, learning about our divinity and our lineage. And I went up to like 300 books. I was reading them. You know, I was using different read methods, man, so I can get the information, gather it down. And right here in my office now, my closet, man, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a 5-drawer storage thing in there, all full of notes, composition notebooks. So when people be like, you know, I heard this one lady, she was like, I don't think you should write a book. I'm like, babe, I got so many notes, I could write 3 books right now. And I wouldn't even put a dent in information that I done wrote physically down with a pencil on paper, took notes, wrote them down, passages, I was trying to learn cuneiform, Sanskrit. I was going back to original languages, everything. So yeah, man, when you ask questions in the Christian world, they do get offended. Because they learn, you know what I learned too, Obasi, not to cut you off, I learned this too, and I stopped doing this. They are defenders of the faith. Mm-hmm. Defenders of the faith. Mm-hmm. And in them defending, they mm-hmm. do a lot of pretending.
Mm-hmm. So remember what I said in the start. I said this thing ain't about denomination, because it's corruption and it's craziness in it all. It's not about denomination. It's about what that person believes.
Right.
Well, I don't believe that person did that, and you're looking at evidence. Well, I don't believe it. You know, so it's like it got to come down to like where I started off, understanding that if you ask too many questions, hey man, where the money at for this? Because we always following this person. It keeps switching. Our people got to follow somebody. Whether it's this, whether it's Rizal Islam, whether it's this, whether it's this, I got to follow. I don't believe in myself. I believe in what this man is telling me. I mean, that's cool, to each his own. But where are you going? Like I said, if I ask you to take me to the store, and we done ended up down in Dallas, Georgia. We done ended up in Atworth. And we supposed to be going somewhere else because I didn't do my homework. I didn't do your homework, people. That's the point. I think what my brother Ken was saying when we was talking, you know, because many people believe different things about Stone Mountain. Many people, it's person, like I said, but I'm a person that, like I said, read the book. I think people should get the book Hooded Americanism. It's written by a cat named David Chalmers. And he's talking about this. I'm not gonna say it because I haven't read everything on the Klan movement, but this is a pretty
pretty good synopsis.
It's a pretty good synopsis of it. It's a good appetite. It's a good starting point. So we got to know thy enemy.
Yeah, we do.
We're chanting up here. What was the purpose? Did we come back more ready to build? It's beyond that. But that was just something that you got to stop and examine, because a lot of times we don't want to say things because it seems like we're attacking it. We say, okay, we get enough of us being at each other. Sometimes you got to ask them questions. Everything ain't always being an attack session. You just got to say, hey, man, what was that about, dog?
Yeah, I started asking questions when I first moved here to Georgia. They told me I was a hater. They told me I was a hater. But yeah. I told them, but I also told them, I said, yeah, I told them, man, all y'all eyes are useless, man, because your mind is blind. They was like, what you mean by that? Your eyes useless, bro. Mm-hmm. If you think I'm a hater because I'm asking a question, trying to get a better understanding, you just presented something to me. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm asking a question. So I asked a question, I'm a hater. Well, if you would have, now what I do is this, and I learned this, and y'all know this. If you ask me a question and you say knowledge where you get it from, I'm gonna give you a book. Now you just gave 2 books off. That's what we do in our circle. We give books. We don't be like, oh, I think it's over here. No, we give you a resource material so you can go back and examine the information yourself. And for everyone else who want to be like, I'm hating, capping, all that crazy stuff, I don't care about that stuff, man. Y'all keep following yourself or whatever you want to do. But me, myself, personally, I have a warrior spirit and I have a warrior love for our people. So I might not have went up there. I'm just being 100. You know what I'm saying? Not saying, if I was gonna have a good time or not, I might not have really got that experience because I might not have went up there. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't really like it. We had Chicago on last week. And just hearing that stuff, man, turn my stomach. I'm online like, hey man, send me dude information. I want to look it up. I want to see what's going on. Get into it. I know I got a warrior spirit. That's just me. And some of us need to be like that. You know what I'm saying? We need to be offensive when we hear tragic things about our people. We need to be aware when you hear things go on with your elders and stuff like that. A lot of us don't even respect our elders. I'm not talking about your mom and your dad. I'm talking about those who've been in this system 50 plus years, and you don't have no respect for them.
Right.
You say that's old information. They dumb. But if they wouldn't have did what they did, you wouldn't have got that piece of information. And the only reason why a lot of people got information now because of the internet.
Yep.
Right.
Man, you had to travel just to get a few books of information that's out here. You have to travel at least about 3-4 states to go meet some of the elders. And I think the internet cripples you because people lose that experience, man. You traveling, you going to see stuff, you meet your elders, you meet your brothers, you connecting versus everybody online arguing about consciousness and spirituality.
Yep.
Arguing for what?
But you know something, man. I want to go back before we get too far. Like you said, it kind of crippled us in a sense.
Yeah.
Think about, I mentioned his name, the Honorable Steve Coakley.
Right.
Think about how he really had to go get that information.
Yeah.
He really read it. He ain't skimmed through it. He knew his knowledge. He knew it. It was like the book of Eli. He was the book. You know what I'm saying? And they doing all of this to try to get the book, and he got it downloaded in him.
Yeah.
In a sense, that's how I see him in a sense. He was so, I mean, when people watch Steve Coakley lectures, it's a work of art, it's a masterpiece to work ethic. See, we lose words like this. Now hustle ethic, man, that's a different. I ain't saying nobody don't get paid, but pimp put it in my pocket. And it don't discriminate.
I'm gonna say this too, while we live too. Those elders went during a time when slavery was really high.
Right.
Man.
Those elders went out of the United States to different areas during a time where if a black man was to do that, they would either be caught up or they would kill him.
You know what?
We gotta respect that, man.
You see,
you know what?
Can I say something about it?
No, go ahead, dog.
It's one thing. See, our elders, people got to realize this. You know what I'm saying? This is what we don't do now. I'm not talking about like us. We don't sacrifice for nothing. We don't want to sacrifice for anything. That's the reason why we're in a position the way we're in now, and that's the reason why we'll fall for anything.
But you know something though, y'all
sound charismatic and have a little nice and kicky, and
they gone.
Come on, man.
But you know something I hate too? I hate when people like, oh, we ain't our ancestors. We ain't our ancestors. You'll get this. You'll get these hands. Man, our ancestors were some warriors. They didn't sit behind the keyboard and talk. Well, you know, we think it's honorable when they take out. We say, oh, some people say, oh, I'm on my 9th Facebook page. I'm on my 9th IG page. That ain't revolution.
Nope.
You getting your page took and you go get another one. Try to take that too. They were warriors. They faced it, and we're gonna start disrespecting them.
Right, because yeah.
No, we gotta put some respect.
And you know what, Obasi, I'm gonna say this too, man. We gotta give them respect. The elders put the work in. And what was that one? What was the last thing you just said before that?
Like I said, we gotta put some respect. We gotta give them some respect.
What you say before? You said the elders did what?
And I said ancestors, they was in dangerous times, like you say. They went and got it. They put it down. Yeah.
You said young people say, are we not our ancestors? Right?
Yeah, we ain't our ancestors. You can get
but if they get knowledge, and if they get knowledge of self, you'll know you are your ancestors.
Right.
You will learn about your ancestral connection through your DNA. You'll learn that our blood is the only blood that keeps memory. You'll understand the science, but we don't understand science. We just want to be out here like we know something. It's right now in the conscious spiritual system.
What you got, a book like, bro?
Oh yeah, you know, it's in my hand, man. You know,
I got that same one, bro. That's how I knew what it was.
You know, this old
But
cheap.
I ain't mean to break your rhythm though, bro.
Yeah, I just lost all trace of thought.
Damn, my bad, dog.
I got like 3 of these things, man. I got a white with a black one. But yeah, in the conscious community, man, we have to know the science, man. We got to build. You know what I'm saying? How you expect to be healthy when your oppressor feeding you? You know what I'm saying? How and then we got to stop cutting each other down, man. If we get a little bit of change about ourselves, oh, you ain't changed. Why the person haven't changed? They are changing. Let the person change. You know, one of the 48 laws of power is recreate yourself. We got to recreate ourselves so we can wake up. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand how to protect our mind. We're not protecting our mind. We're not protecting our body. We're not doing none of that stuff, man. We killing our intuition, which is the vision. I mean, the vision. I'm talking about sight, not the vision. The DHE vision through sight, dealing with the third eye. You know what I'm saying? We killing that. We constantly killing our pineal gland. You know what I'm saying? And then how can you be conscious and you still having a hard time trying to free your mind with the little stuff? You know what I'm saying? Media. Shout out to Professor Griff, multi-ethnic destruction in America. I believe in that. It's an acronym. That's cool. But what the media does, all the media is the same. I had this one app on my TV. I forgot what it's called, man. But that they got rid of the app though. But on that app, I can put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think like 10 news stations up there, right? I could put WGN. The news in California. I could put like all different news stations up there, right? And one time I was watching it. This would let me know. I'd have seen videos about it, but this I saw it by my own eyes. I saw it. One time I was watching it, all 10 of them reported the same story. How can you report the same story in the same state? That's called programming. Repetitions. Am I right, Obasi?
Right. You know, when they were showing MK Ultra.
Right.
Same thing. Okay, what you just made me think about when you said that. They show, I'm gonna say 10 since you may. I don't know the exact number, but I'm just gonna throw it out there and say, let's just say 10. They showed 10 different, like you said, news stations that were all, like you said, same thing. We might be talking about the same thing. They were reporting the same story in the same way, saying the same thing. Now you're gonna kind of report, but you're not gonna verbalize it the exact same way, like it's scripted.
Yeah.
We I always talk about like the Tavistock Institute.
Yeah. Man, you talked about that for a while.
Another book, the Tavistock Institute.
Yeah, man, you talked about that book for a while.
Free your mind, look into this stuff.
Yeah.
Sit down and read, really understand. Well,
yeah.
Why do that brother keep saying that? And you will see, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's why I say I don't really be like, what's wrong? I know what's wrong with my people. I know why they can't break that train of thought. Because it ain't designed. The system, it's like that. It's like crack. It ain't designed. Like Richard Pryor would always say, crack ain't designed to let you off.
Right.
So it's not designed to let you off because it keeps that oppressive foot on your neck that you follow and that you don't even have an opinion when it comes to homosexuality. You can have it, but when they say keep that to yourself. We can't even be strong men, or they say, you know what I'm saying, you homophobic, which was a word that was created by a Jew named George Weinberg. He created the term, guess why, Knowledge? Because he was with his homosexual friend and people were making fun of and not accepting her. I'll put it like that.
Yeah.
And he came up with the term.
Is that the person that said, Is that the person? Is that the person that said when they done, homosexuality gonna be everywhere? Is that the same person?
No, that was I think that was the homosexual the gay manifesto.
Okay, all right,
I think that was the gay manifesto, and people should check that out. They was like, hey, and they called it out. It's good you brought that up. They called it out. They say it's gonna be everywhere.
Yeah, I read a couple of passages, man. It spoke about that, man.
Yeah. So just understanding that programming, we say it so kind of like casual sometimes, but we got to really look at the tentacles. We see the octopus, but we don't understand them tentacles. They're slapping the hell out you. Pow! As soon as you kill it, pow, media, pow, homosexuality, pow, transgender.
Yeah.
Done this, pow.
Yeah, we do have a lot of obstacles.
Focus on us, make us think we program.
Yeah. We do have a lot of obstacles, man. It's really sad, you know what I'm saying? And it's like we having a real hard time to see that the artificial society that's been created by mass control and chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for us to really break free of religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we constantly won't break free of religion, man. You know you've been lied to, and then you see, well, you know what? We're the only race that still have a lot of major landmarks. I'm not talking about these buildings that they so-called build. I'm talking about these landmarks that's overseas. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like you said, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to wake up, you know, and we supposed to be conscious or whatever. And sometimes we got to think before we move. You know, I don't think some things that we do as a people in the community with the local so-called leaders are really thinking before they make a particular move. And sometimes they really don't care because they feel like what they know is what they know, so they're going to do what they do. We have to examine ourselves, man. That's the main reason for us having around us people with to have unbiased opinions.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm moving radically, I'm like, nah, this is spiritual. I come to Obasi and Kenwater. Nah, it's spiritual. I'm doing it. We need somebody in the group to be like, hey, brother, knowledge, man, I think you need to settle down. Just look at this for real. Sometimes people so high and mighty, they don't have nobody in the community to be like, yo, calm down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being for real.
But see, also what we got is not no one. It ain't no one. Hey, just come listen to that knowledge. Oh, we all knowledge got the answer. He broke this. His brothers is, hey, we hold each other accountable. Like I always say, we both joke. Hey, we say something wrong. Ken gonna come. He gonna say, hey, bro. He gonna let us know in a very respectful way. You can disagree. This is what we think. We think we can't have healthy disagreement. What's not okay is the violation. Disagreement is fine. That's brotherhood. That's family. The violation is the flaw. But my brother, you know too, he'll come and say, hey, that ain't right. He know the same thing. Then I'm gonna say, nah, dog, that wasn't right. I'm not gonna tell my brother what he want to hear because I'm not his real brother. If I'm gonna say, yeah, you right, knowledge, and you wrong, yeah, dog. I'm gonna let you run straight off the cliff because I want him to feel good. No, that's not G code. That's not brother. But truth is going against the grain and not just going against it for the hell of it. Not listening and getting yourself, but going against the grain when you know something ain't right. You're gonna speak. You'll speak because you know people got to know. If I turn my head, the sheep get the wolf get deeper. You know, I was saying to my brother, I say, I don't know, because sometimes it ain't. We always say the sheeple. You know, I don't know if it's not even the sheep. It's sometimes conscious folks. So I don't know if it's a wolf in sheep clothing or a sheep in wolf clothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got, and it's not personal at nobody. We always want to try to feel, because that's that side net of nature. What did he do? You know, Dale Jones would say, the Honorable Dale Jones, look at, that's another lecture. The American Nigger Factor. Dale Jones, who wrote Culture Bandits 1, 2, and 3. And Culture Bandits is a heavy book when he showed stuff how Elvis Presley and stuff, how they would do through copywriting, how they would steal everything from music and call it theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That produced regular people like Justin Timberlake. They steal Eminem. They listen, look at how we bow down to white people, even inadvertently. They run around, let this white boy this cracker call himself the rap god. And they'll beef with each other. You
Right.
call yourself, you're a black man and call yourself the rap god, everybody coming at you. This white boy, and he ain't even that good. I ain't hating, but I know a lot of dope artists they act like he's something to be feared when somebody diss him. They say, oh, but they don't want it because they program. See, this white boy can come into your house, hip hop rap, your house, and self a god, and you won't even question.
And they made sure he got paid too, right?
Yes.
He got hella paid.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Really understand. But yeah, Dale Jones would say the American nigga factory. And he would say, I come from a long line of black power pimps. He said they get everything stirred up and produce nothing.
Yeah.
And ain't that what Saturday Night TV did? Stirred everything up. It started out good.
I will say Saturday stirred up a lot of stuff, but in the beginning, people weren't learning from him. I heard a lot about him before I even
Another one, we learned a lot from them Hidden Colors. But what them produce, see, we got to pull some of the stuff out the closet. The closet full, dog.
Right.
We got to pull some of this junk from under the bed. Them
You
Hidden
said you learned
Colors.
a lot from Hidden Color, but what happened?
But now how people run around believing they're foundational Black Americans, whatever that is.
Foundational Black America.
Yeah, it's a whole movement, boy. The foundational that movement big. They got a flag and everything, man.
Oh, that's the video I saw somebody do with the
that's Tyreek.
They trying to get rid of the RBG flag for that flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at the intention. They want to erase African culture. Why is everybody denouncing their African self?
Yeah, they said the RBG flag ain't our flag, man.
They said the RBG flag ain't your flag.
Nope, they say it's not our flag. They say
but they got a red, white, blue flag, right?
Yeah, it's a red, white, and blue flag. But they say one of the reasons, and they say one of the reasons why, because Marcus Garvey is really not from here. He from Jamaica, and he invented the red, black, and green flag and all that. So he's not an FBA and all that. So it's crazy to me. Because in my opinion, what they want to do is just control you and limit you and say, because you reside in America now, that's where all your people were from. Yeah.
Like none of your people, when we know when you go back and you peel layers back of history, you go back further. You go back further. You go back further. America ain't just it. That flag was created by Betsy Ross. Then it spawned on something else. So we don't really, like I said in earlier, we don't really examine nothing. We just go with it because Tyreek Nasheed, he give you something, stir everything up, but produce nothing. He gave you them videos. Another people put it in my pocket.
I can't believe those videos got them going towards what you said it's called again?
Foundational Black American.
Yeah.
So did he speak about that in the videos? I watched those videos.
That's the whole thing. FBA, and I say it's too close to FBI to be.
But I'm just saying though, did he say it in the videos though? I never heard that in none of the videos.
Oh man, do he?
And he talking about in the Hidden Color video.
Yeah, he was the one that said Garvey was a failure.
No, he talking about in the Hidden Color videos though.
Oh no, not then.
Yeah, he wasn't even.
No, not then. No, not in the Hidden Color. No.
But he said on another note that Garvey was a failure, right?
On his platform.
See, what he did was pimp African culture, because when we go back, we look at this. See, this is what happened. This is how Africa was colonized. Everybody come take from Africa. Everybody steal, everybody pimp, everybody take what they can use, and then they deny her. They deny Mother Africa. After they done misused, they throw her away like nothing. Blinding the people, not even giving the people a choice to read for themselves, just like religion. It's all these religions, but your parents were assigned one. I grew up in Christianity too. I grew up in a couple of them. But like you said, same thing. As we began to venture out, man, we started to find different stuff because we started to read for ourselves and study.
Yeah.
But don't that trip you out how we just find ways to divide ourselves from each other, man? We just find a way.
I mean, what was wrong with Garvey flag?
I love this our flag to me.
I know it's our flag. See, there you go. I know it's my flag. I don't care what.
So he made a whole nother movement.
Yeah, it's a whole movement. It's big too. Yeah. It's big. They got a flag.
Then why would he say Garvey was a failure during the time that he was trying to pull people together?
Because here's the thing, they want you to deny your African self. They want you to always look at it and say, Africans don't like you. All while simultaneously having a white mother-in-law in his house. Africans don't like you. Chinese don't like us. Like how many videos we done seen where Asians locking sisters in salons jumping on?
Yeah, I saw that video, man. I wish I was.
And they still go in there and get there, but they make you focus and hate Africa. It's intentional. They make you focus. One African say that they don't like you, and it speaks for everybody. Africa is so wide. There are some people, I'm not caping, like we said, I ain't capping like everybody like you. People don't like you everywhere you go. But since I've been African, I met some beautiful ones. I met some not so nice ones, but I met some not so nice Americans. But I met some beautiful Black Americans. Yeah. Because like Ken say, we gotta find some way to divide.
Yeah.
See what they did. See, another one was Dane Calloway. All of these, why is all this spawning at this time to make you only hate your African self and deny?
I'm thinking they getting paid to do all this bullshit, man.
I kind of agree. I never seen so much effort to tear apart something that was built, and a lot of people followed it with meaning over standing, and it felt good to them when they done it before. So the new stuff, I'm not with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going for it. I'm not with it. You know, once I get a little more knowledge of what you guys talking about for us, that particular topic, I shall be speaking against it.
Because like you said earlier,
I really don't care too much for it. We got to stop the separation. And then and see what it is. I believe he put the videos out there in the beginning as an educational means and stuff like that. But I think as men, Black men, we get the notoriety, and then we get the fame, and you get the pink and the brain syndrome.
Yeah,
the money start rolling in.
It's time to take over the world.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Wazungus backing you up, and from what I'm understanding the conversation, like my brother Obashi said, you got Wazungus in your house.
Mm-hmm. Open effort. Look, this ain't even nothing. This is Googleable. You can Google this.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
So like I say, it's about understanding. Like we keep saying, why the people can't wake up? This why? Because they got all these people telling them, you ain't this. Let them read and find out for themselves. Let him or her search for themselves. Let him or her read through all the information and make their choice.
But I think that's part of the problem. People not, even if somebody come up with their terminologies, they don't do research.
Right.
That's the problem.
Because it's a microwave world, dog. Everything.
It's not, I can come up with something, say this, and something that's crazy, you know what I mean? And people just follow me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can put the shit all on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they won't do no research at all.
Nope, no research at all. That's why I like this topic, man. Soul, spirit, consciousness, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we really got to get into the meat of it.
Yes. We can dance around, but we still not really feeling the music.
Nah, man, I'm not feeling the music. And sometimes I do get a little bit disgusted with certain things that go on in the community.
But that means we human, man, when we discuss it. Because that means we know something wrong when we upset.
Yeah, we definitely something wrong, man. It's like it's like the conscious, man, the spiritual system, and people don't like it no more. And not just that too, man. Men not being men. you know, even in the conscious community, man, I hear stories of brothers, man, mistreating, you know what I'm saying? They better halves.
Yes.
Or whatever, man. You know, it doesn't take all of that, you know, but that's the world that they have us in, and we constantly keep getting programmed. That's why it's very important for us to meditate, especially in the morning, man. The first 20 minutes of the day is good for meditation in the morning to start your day. We got to meditate. We got to get knowledge of self, learning our divinity and our lineage. You know, we got to get into those African proverbs, those, you know, different spiritual proverbs that come from our school of thought. You know what I'm saying? We got to get familiar with our signs, our symbols, because when we see it in the public, we can point it out. And that's our duty as melanated men and women. I'm not saying to go start a whole nother cult. I ain't mean to say that word. I don't mean to go start a whole nother club or whatever you want to start and things of that nature. But what I'm saying is, we as a people need to unify together, put our differences aside, and fight for the common goal, and that's us. That's for the liberation of us. As my brother Obasi has said many times, we need to be liberated.
Because you know,
like you know, with certain situations and stuff, we should be able to have a conversation as, man, why did you do that without the other person taking it as a diss or something? That's what we do.
Offended.
We can't even talk to each other without thinking, oh man, you diss me. No, I'm just asking you a question. And we can't even have no intellectual conversation about things without, oh man, if you are, you know, that's going on. You don't do that with white people.
Nope.
Right? We don't do that with white people.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
I was at the Shell gas station. I told the young dude, I said, he wanted to do something to me. I said, don't think about doing nothing to me. Go do something go do something to your oppressor. Go do something about your oppressor. And I told the young boy, I say, go do something about your oppressor. He walked away from me looking sad because he's been trained to kill his own kind. He has not been trained to fight against his oppressor.
Because in those images, okay, see the criminalization of our people. Like I said, when D.W. Griffith came out with That Birth of a Nation, that spawned the Klan, what they did in that was they kind of did black. Well, they ain't kind of, but they did blackface. So they depicted our characters, where they said we was over sexualized and that we were sexual deviants and that their women should be. See, because that's what they do. They put it out there, and then because schizoid. So they put it out there and they say, well, we gotta defend ourselves from the black man because all while they the ones doing the raping, they the ones doing the pillaging, they the ones doing the colonizing, but the narcissist projects that image on you. So in that projection, like you said, now that you said, they being programmed. You know, back when me and Ken we was on we was on radio. We had a brother that came on from Africa. I forget what that brother's name is.
Oh, you talk about Nasco.
Was it named Namso? Yeah.
Naso.
And he said something vital on that show, bro. And it stuck with me to this day. He said, now dig this. He said that certain concepts and certain behaviors were never in the African culture until movies like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society were put out over there, those images. He said, dig this. He said child support was an unheard of concept. I remember this to this day. He said that was an unheard of concept. But the more they put those images that they depict of how we should be violent, like Nala said, go do something to your oppressor. But you said something over his head, Nala. You said something that he couldn't even identify with. Why he can't identify? Because he ain't never seen nobody do that to the oppressor. I want people to really look at that Dale Jones lecture. He said these rappers do all of this to their brother, but not one of them have ever done nothing to a white person or a Jew. They ain't never did nothing, not one thing.
Yeah, then you know, I can go even deeper with that.
Why?
You can play all Mr. tough guy with your own brother in the neighborhood and stuff and want to shoot him or bust him in the head and stuff. But when the police come at you, you submit to them. You put your hand behind your back and goddamn, get on your knees. How come you don't have the same energy with that motherfucking hunky that's gonna lock you up?
Because that's an energy that they don't. Many don't understand.
But you're supposed to be Mr. Tough Guy though.
Yeah, because it's easier to get bad with your own.
What up? Come on, you can't say that word on YouTube, man.
Man, hunky, cracker, whatever. It is what it is.
They gonna flag the video, man.
They messing up our algorithms anyway, man.
But we get what we're saying. Yeah, you're right, but we get what he's saying because that's the thing. Get it, man. We got to feel it. They know you feel it. I want people to listen to that American Nigga Factory video. He said, "How is it the people don't feel it?" That's what he said to what you were saying. You get upset. He said you should be upset. If you're not upset, something wrong. You're not even human. That you can watch all this happen to people. And now the black masculinity done been reduced to high value men. And they sit around like divas and girls on the internet all day and toot their nose up to women and talk about single mothers. Right. That's a byproduct of this destructive system that removed the black man out of the household.
Yep.
Stop playing. The black woman is ran through all while worshiping a piece of crap like Future that thrives. We got to stop this misogyny. This is the problem why we can't get it right. Because we rooting on the dudes that's mistreating sisters. But when the sister give it back, they act like somebody done hit them upside the head with a bat, and they can't. They just can't get right.
Yeah.
If you don't want somebody to do it to your daughter, don't do it to somebody else's daughter.
Don't do it to somebody else's
son. Don't do it to somebody else's son.
Right.
And the church, speaking of the church said do unto others, but we use it in the word. Oh, he killed my cat, so I'm gonna kill his dog. Maybe I ain't even see your cat. Just going at each other because that's all we know. We don't know what it's like to stand up to nobody else.
Yeah, we got to be in harmony, man. We got to really unify together, man.
But it's even worse now because, man, that's all you see on these reality shows, man. We going at it with each other, grown people.
Yes.
For money.
Man,
that's selling soul to the devil.
Destroying the image of what the black woman is. We came from proud black women. We came from Asada Shakur's. We came from Mama Betty Shabazz. We came from stuff like that. We didn't come from Nene Leakes.
From the who?
I said we didn't come from no Nene Leakes. We came from Mama Betty Shabazz. We came from Mama Afeni Shakur's. That was strong. That's why they had to poison her. That's why they had to put the drugs in the community to poison that sister, because she was powerful.
Right.
Our youth don't even understand the Panther 21 talking about.
Right.
We don't understand.
I ain't heard that in a while. Say that again.
Panther 21.
Yeah.
Sound good, don't it?
I ain't heard that.
They don't even know who that is, man.
We don't understand Mutulu Shakur, who put it down for our people. Still right.
Yeah.
And the idiots say free R. Kelly. While Mutulu Shakur who put it down. And we won't get behind him. Why? Because we don't understand what he did for us. Come on, man. We got to wake up. That's a hero.
Right.
That's a hero.
Right.
Sekou Odinga. Those are heroes. Mumia Abu Jamal. We forget them names. Because we got Kevin Samuels.
Who?
We got Kevin Samuels. High value, wake up. That wasn't the black man. The black man was Malcolm. The black man was Khalid Muhammad. The black man was serious. It wasn't no joke. Them jokes. Look at me. We gonna go on about to take some pictures. We took some selfies. Look at my selfie. Come on, man. But yeah, man, I love this show because it's organic and it's always real, man. That's what we gotta understand. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, because like how a lot of times the drama gets started, they'll say, okay, in the clickbait, Obasi exposes. I ain't exposing nobody. It's right in your face. You gotta look at it. It's not about exposing. It's about opening the eyes and adjusting the lens of the people. Pay attention. Remember the ones who really did something. Remember the MOVE organization, what they did to John Africa.
Yeah.
Ramona Africa, Debbie Africa, Dilbert. Remember them names.
Right.
They did all this, and we don't even teach our children who they are.
Nope. We don't teach nothing. That one thing I do. I got books in my house, man. I got knowledge in every room.
Mm-hmm.
I got books everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about no little regular books. I got metadata.
Mm-hmm.
I got dictionaries, and a lot of books, man. You know what I'm saying? Different books I got, man. I got hard drives and terabytes of books, man. We gotta keep it going. Man. We gotta keep the information going, and we have to keep standing on pretty much a real solid foundation when it comes to our people and what we are taking in mentally.
Yeah. Say that.
You know what I'm saying?
What we taking in.
What we taking in mentally. We have to stay in a position where we got to do a lot of defending. We got to stop the pretending. We got to do a lot. Now they got some part of it right, defending. We got to defend what we doing. And we got to back it up with resource materials. And we got to keep dropping knowledge and science, how you constantly dropping names, dropping books. We do the same thing. We drop books and names. We got to keep doing that, man, till we reach a certain amount of our people. We can keep moving. Mm-hmm. And then for those out there with the foolery, I think we should, definitely speak on that to some certain degree. Mm-hmm. Because if somebody feel like, they got it and they don't have it in the community with the bull crap, then just mislead people. So
you're right, bro.
We gotta have something in place where if it doesn't sound right, the people be like, let me check this out.
Let me check this out for myself. Strong words.
For real.
Hey, I don't know, bro. Let me look at it. Let me read it and I'll get back to you.
Right.
Don't deny it. I don't care what somebody give you. Read it. Malcolm said read everything you get your hands on.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's one of the greatest things my mama told me to do. She said read.
Read it.
She told me to read.
Look at it all. Don't limit yourself. But like you said, but understand what you let it. That's why our strong word is discernment. Having that discernment to know, because if it don't resonate in your spirit, if something don't resonate in my spirit knowledge, I'll be like, I won't let it in. I'll look at it, but if it don't resonate with me, I can't pull off with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is a great bill, man. I love stuff like this.
Great bill, great topic. Soul, spirit, and consciousness. Brothers Roundtable. I'm Knowledge 7. Obasi Kanite, right?
Kentai.
Obasi Kente, real powerful brother, man. Dealing with the African spiritual system. Then we got our boy Kenwato Akil, the beloved Kenwato, man. Always boots on the ground, ready, man. Shout out to Brother Rebel. I thought he would probably make it, but I know he's taking care of business. And we thank everybody for tuning in. You can check me out at Aesthetics Apparel, ESTHETIKS Apparel, on Instagram and Facebook. That's my brand. You can also check out my t-shirt shop, Elite Wardrobe Shop, and that's on Instagram. That's Facebook as well. You guys go ahead and give out some. Oh, you want to contact me? You can hit me up at 404-913-7165. And you can also like, follow, and subscribe. Like and follow Vocal Dialect with a K on Instagram and Facebook. You want to contact me, vocaldialect@gmail.com. Y'all go ahead, drop your info.
Yeah. You can contact me on IG, my apparel line, Candace Apparel. It's on IG. You can also follow Sun Goddess _Sense. For natural products, scented products. That's on IG, Sun Goddess _Sense.
Right.
You can follow Sun Goddess Sense Light page. And you can also hit our website up. It's ShellyAmasetProducts.com. And you can call me anytime for anything. If you want to get on the Rebels Roundtable, 470-798-8527.
And I'm around. You can always find me. Just Obasikite. I'm around.
I want to tell it to the people, man. It's a good book you guys ought to get. Madu Netta. You can see it right there, Madu Netta. You guys check it out. Get your book, read it. You know what I'm saying? Also check out Baba Baruti books, Iwa. You know what I'm saying? Building character. You know what I'm saying?
Iwa book.
And a powerful one I want to plug in is written by my Baba Olatunji Onwamba. Olatunji, Olatunji Onwamba, MWAMBA. And he got a powerful book that's called An African-Centered Response to the LBGTQIA organization and their agenda, the conversation nobody wants to have.
Yeah, they don't want that conversation, man.
You check that book out
right here.
You can get at him at Olatunji Onwamba, OLATUNJI MWAMBA. It's a powerful book.
And they can follow him on Facebook, right?
Huh?
They can follow him on Facebook as well.
He open and he a real one.
Right. Need to get him on the show.
All right, man. It's been a good one. Another dope program. We dropped a lot of science. We dropped the books. We always got boots on the ground, all three of us. And we thank you for tuning in to Rebels Roundtable.
Rebels Roundtable. Peace out.
Peace.
Out.
Us.
Us.
Us.